book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I'm here today to talk about some popular books that I have not yet read. So I pretty much did a video pretty similar to this back in the day. Yeah, that's right, it's part 1 of this series. Is this even a series? I don't even know. G-Swizz doesn't even know. G-Swizz doesn't know what she's doing, let's be real. Okay, so long story short, I've done a popular books I have not yet read video, and I think I did it, I have it on my computer screen right now. Okay, I did it back in April 2017, that's right, that's when I couldn't figure out what my eyebrow color should have been. Why am I pointing that out? People are gonna find out for themselves. Yep, okay. I do have to acknowledge that I was trying to do my eyebrows and I couldn't find the right color for the longest time. So there are a lot of videos on my channel of me back in the day trying to figure out my eyebrow color, and my eyebrows are darker, so yeah, I don't even know why I brought that up. Man, okay, I'm stuffing this up. Anyway, G-Swizz, back to the video. So there's some popular slash hyped books that I have not yet read that everybody else is praising and acclaiming, and I'm just here being like, hey, I got a huge TBR and I'm getting through some, and I'm gonna try to get through the ones that are popular, but I never end up getting to them. So I'm gonna show you 10 examples right here, right now. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you some popular books that I have not yet read. The first book I will be sharing out of this stack will be a hyped book of 2017, I think late 2017. I originally didn't want to read it, and then all of a sudden I've just had the urge to want to read it, which is good. That's a good thing, you know, because change is important. And that, my friends, is City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. First of all, I want to mention how stunning this cover is and how much I prefer it over the UK cover. Everybody else loves the UK cover. Well, they like both. I personally like this one because to me personally, this one just seems to be more authentic to the Middle Eastern setting. I think this does take place in like a Middle Eastern setting. I think this has to do with a con artist who pretends to be magical or something like that. Like, they trick people into thinking that they're a magician for a living so they can get paid for it, but then all of a sudden they discover that magic is real. I don't know if that's the exact synopsis. I think that's just the vague synopsis of it, really, and that synopsis wasn't very intriguing to me to start off with, but then so many of my favorite reviewers started reading this book, and so I had to make a decision for myself whether I was going to trust the reviewers that I usually trust or I wasn't, and I decided to trust them by buying this book. So I bought this book, and I'm happy that I did buy this book. I just haven't gotten to it yet because it's around over 500 pages. Yes, it is indeed. If I can trust those reviewers' recommendations of books such as Stranger Dreamer and Children of Blood and Bone, then I can definitely trust them with this recommendation. So I've got to definitely read this one sometime. The next popular book that I have not yet read is a literary fiction, and I think the next one is as well. So yeah, there's a bit of a mix on this list, which is really awesome. And the book I'm talking about is The Power by Naomi Alderman. Now, this book grabbed my attention not just because of the stunning cover. I personally really love this cover, guys. Oh my goodness. It's not just because of the stunning cover though, although it did kind of grab my attention because of the cover. But let's be real, the synopsis is literally about females electrocuting males. And that's how the society goes. Like, it felt weird to hear that synopsis, but at the same time, it seemed very intriguing. It's like one of those what-if situations. It's a dystopian, futuristic, sci-fi-ish type of world where that is the case. Not only that, my people, Margaret Atwood recommends. It did not take that much convincing at all for me to purchase it. And the next book I will be talking about is Eleanor, Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. Now, first of all, this cover is beautiful. Look at all the stars, it's so pretty. I actually didn't really like this cover at all until I saw the sparkly stars in it. Like, I wasn't really a big fan of it. I personally like the US cover. Like, I don't even know why, it's just an animated girl on it. I think I just like the color palettes, but this is beautiful. It is so pretty. Is there like anything underneath the dust jacket? No, it's just, well, oh, old and spine though. Like, that's pretty. Then the end pages, like, you can't go past that. I needed to purchase this. The sole reason why I purchased this book and I put it on my TBR is the title. Like, there are those times in my life where my anxiety plays up and then people ask how Grace Sadiq is doing, and I'm just like, Grace Sadiq is completely fine, thank you very much. I don't know why. It just seemed to be like a very relatable title, and I personally wanted to figure out why Eleanor Oliphant in particular is completely fine. That's all I have to say about this book, my goodness. And I guess it's not only that reason, it's also because that I have a bunch of friends that really like this book. So I want to try it out myself. I seriously need to start prioritizing literary fiction more than I do at the moment. And another adult novel I have to mention is The Hating Game by Sally Ford. I basically wanted to pick this up because people were pitching it as an adult version of a Rainbow Rowell contemporary, and that's what sold me. And also, I really do like this cover. Those are two aspects that really sell me on these books. It's the synopsis and how pretty the cover is. I just buy them, I put them on my TBR, I don't prioritize them. What the heck am I doing? I think another thing that also intrigued me is the fact that in this contemporary setting, it takes place like in publishing companies. Pretty much the premise is that there are two publishing imprints and they are merging together. And that stirs a conflict between these two, I think. And then all of a sudden there's like a hate to love romance going on. Like, let's be real, guilty pleasure read right over there. The next popular book I have not yet read is Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake, and I told myself that I wasn't interested in reading this, and then all of a sudden I found interest. So here's my love-hate relationship with this book. Even though I haven't read this book, I have a love-hate relationship with it. It's really funny. I wanted to read this book originally, and then I found out that they were going to change the duology to a quartet, and I was just like, heck no, I'm not picking this book series up. And then people kept on praising the second book, and then I got given this book from my friend for free, and I was just like, okay, I'll take it. And now it's on my TBR, so there's that. Honestly, this book is so hyped, I literally don't need to tell anybody what the synopsis is, because people that have been on BookTube, they're literally woke with all the BookTube videos. They don't even need another person talking about this book or hyping it up for them. I'm just saying, it's a popular book, and it's on my TBR. And I seriously hope that the series is as promising as what people make it out to be, because I'd be really disappointed if it wasn't. And another hyped up book that is on my TBR that I'm really excited to get to is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I'm really excited to read this one. I love this cover, guys. As soon as this cover released, before like this book was even hyped, it immediately drew me in and got me hyped. Now I have the hardback, and it's almost been a year since it's dropped and I still haven't read it. I seriously need to read it because it has received a lot of praise, and I also want to be on this hype train, so it needs to happen eventually. And another popular book slash series I have not yet read is Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel, aka the Famous Files series. I need to read the series because all of my friends are talking about it. That's pretty much all there is to it. I need to read it because of that reason. That's not the only reason. I love sci-fi. I love sci-fi, and eventually I will need my fix. So it needs to happen sometime. I swear, every single time I mention this book on my channel, it's usually for the same reason, and that reason is because I need to read it. So I need to stop mentioning it, I need to stop putting it off, and I need to start the series because I don't even need to say it needs to happen. And another hyped book that is on my TBR that I need to get to is My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jodie Meadows. Whoo, thank God I didn't get their first names and their last names mixed up and jumbled and scrambled with each other. So can I just say that this book is gorgeous? It is gorgeous. Like, even the naked book is pretty and it's got deckled edges and stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, I mostly wanted this book because of its cover. But then when I heard that it was meant to be a snarky retelling of history, I just decided I wanted to jump on it. Not because I'm a fan of historical fiction, because reality is, I'm not a fan of historical fiction. I'm not gravitated towards historical fiction whatsoever, to be honest. But I really wanted to read this because it's a snarky retelling of history, and I might learn something through this parody. So I just decided I wanted to be signed up for it. And the second last popular book I will be mentioning on this list today, book lovers, will be Autobiography by Christina Lauren. Okay, I'll admit it, I bought it because of the cover, okay? That's the only reason why I bought it. But since putting it on my TBR, I've heard amazing things about it, and so that's why I really do want to prioritize it. I don't have anything else to say. I honestly don't. I'm sorry. And the final popular book that I have not yet read that I will be mentioning on this list today, book lovers, will be Geekerella by Ashley Poston. From what I know, this is a Cinderella retelling that takes place at a fan convention, and that was enough to sell me on it. I could say it was a cover buy. This cover does look pretty, but I'm definitely not gonna lie about this. The synopsis was enough to sell me. The synopsis is amazing. I just love anything to do with fandoms and fandom culture, and I definitely need to read more of it because, let's be real, your girl is trash for fandoms. I've definitely seen that the hype train has died down for this, so it's about time that I get to it because I'm not as intimidated by it anymore, because due to the fact that the hype train is less vocal, now I can enjoy it without people shoving it in my face. So I need to give it a shot. No, 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 not today. Not today, Satan. Not today. You are not knocking down my... I got you, baby. I got you. I got you. Okay, that was a good thumbnail. So I guess that's gonna be it for this video today, book lovers. If you want to purchase any of the popular books that I mentioned in this video today, all the Book Depository purchase links will be down in the description, so you can check them out, you can purchase them, and you can help me out by doing so. And I also have social medias. I'm at G-Swizzelbooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also a Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.